Well, doing another dry pour, but I am doing everything wrong. There's snow on the ground. The hose is frozen. I'm not really bothering with a gravel base. Not quite sure what to do at this point. Even though I'm setting myself up for pure failure, looks like I severely shorted myself a bag or two. Make sure that you do this on a nice windy day. I have no idea how I'm gonna get out of this. Let's make something cool anyway. Well, doing one last dry pour before the season's over, but the problem is that, well, the season's already over. There's snow on the ground, and even though I'm using the Rapid Set 24/6, this is still temperatures that are below what you typically place a Portland-based cement at. I gotta have this lean-to built on this side of the shed before winter really hits. So, might as well just push forward, right? But what I have done so far is I've roughly leveled out the area, made a 2x4 frame, drove some stakes into the ground, and leveled the form. This is 4 foot by 10 foot. I took 2 5-footers and I scabbed them together, by the way. Now, since I don't have a ledger in the back, and I'm butting this right up against the back of the shed, I put these cross braces on each corner to keep it square while I leveled the form. After I had it all staked and leveled out, I went ahead and removed those cross braces. I'm not really bothering with a gravel base because I'm just doing a quick dry pour and I don't care. Anyway, lately it's been in the 20s Fahrenheit, but today and tomorrow we're gonna be in the low 40s. So I'm gonna go ahead and take advantage of that and push forward, like I said. I am going to be using the Rapid Set 24/6. This is their Portland-based cement. Their other concretes are actually CSA-based cements, but even though I'm setting myself up for pure failure, I'm still confident and still optimistic. So I wanted to give 24/6 a shot. Oh, by the way, Rapid Set is not sponsoring this video. Rapid Set has absolutely nothing to do with this. I am not doing anything according to the back of this bag, just so you know. In fact, let's not even tell Rapid Set that I'm doing this. So, yeah. Another thing that I want to make perfectly clear is that even though I'm still on board with this dry pour method as an alternative to doing a DIY project, if a professional showed up at my house to pour a big slab or a driveway and wanted to do it with the dry pour method, I would tell him to get the fuck out. Because I'm paying the professional to do it the correct way. This is the wrong way to do it, but it's also an alternative way that seems to be working out good enough. And for us DIYers, sometimes good enough is just, well, it's good enough. And I'm telling you, I cannot stress to you how much easier this is than mixing it up and just all out doing it the traditional route. Especially when you're alone doing this all by yourself, this is a great alternative tool to have in your tool belt. And listen guys, this channel has always been about doing things an alternative way or a non-traditional way. If that's something that you're not into, then please, by all means, find another channel. But me, I'm gonna continue to try to do things differently. Well, I am about 12 bags in right now, which is about halfway, and I am going to now add my metal reinforcement, which is just about the only thing I'm doing correctly. And honestly, I'm probably not even placing this correctly, so whatever. Now I'm just raking it out as flat as I can before I screed it with a board. You know, another funny thing about these dry pour videos I've been doing is that It's probably one of my most trolled series of videos. And what's funniest about it is that they always complain and say, I hate dry pour videos, why would you ever want to do something, this is so stupid and lazy, and maybe those things are true, but I'll stop making them when you stop clicking on them. How's that? Well, here's gonna be the real fun part, which is screening it. And since I don't have a ledger back here to take a screed this way perpendicular to it, I unfortunately am going to have to use a 12-foot screed and screed parallel with it this way. Again, probably the wrong thing to do, but I didn't have much of a choice. And by the looks of it, it looks like I severely shorted myself a bag or two. Gotta make a quick depot run. If you've been with the channel for a long time, remember, depot run! Forgot to add 10% to my map. Always add 10%, just in case. I know a lot of people struggle with the screeding part. One tip I can give you is to keep the runners clean of wherever boards you are running off of, or screeding off of. I think I'm gonna take one more finish pass and I think it'll be good enough. Oh, and please make sure that you do this on a nice windy day when there's leaves blowing all the way around. Because that makes your life so much better. Alright. Good enough. Now I'm just gonna dress the corners with this round over trowel. Now, I'm going to attempt to put a control joint down the middle. I have to hurry up because the wind is really kicking up and is really threatening the finish of my concrete. Just gonna draw a line with this board. It's kind of a reference line. And use that. Here we go. Ooh. I have no idea how I'm gonna get out of this. Well, that does not look great, but again, it's good enough for me for what I'm doing. Let's mist this down before it's too late. All right, now, going to put it on the mist setting. I'm gonna mist the layer down very lightly. Fuck. The hose is frozen. I seriously should have seen this coming. Not quite sure what to do at this point. Well, the only thing I could come up with is I've got this pump spray bottle. It's just gonna have to do. Leaves! Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm lightly misting it, and I'm going to do that 3 times today, once every hour. After that, I'm going to leave it overnight and then let it cure. But at this point, the wind should not bother this anymore. So I'm semi-safe unless a branch falls down on this, then I'm f***ed. Tomorrow, hopefully my hose will be thawed out by then, and hopefully I can go ahead and saturate the hell out of it. Again, I'm going to do that 3 times where I'm going to flood the surface once every hour and then let it cure. If my hose is not thawed out, I got 24 hours to figure that one out, don't I? 24 hours later, and Well, it's raining, so, which is actually a good thing because now I don't have to flood it. But if it wasn't raining, then this is somewhere where I would want to flood the surface, and I'm gonna flood this really good 2 to 3 times once every hour, and then let it cure for a minimum of 3 days. But since it is so cold, I'm gonna let this cure for at least a week before I take these forms off and build anything on it. Good news, my hose is thawed out. Alright, been a whole week. I've taken the forms off and it looks pretty good. I'm not gonna lie, not the best dry pour that I've done, but that's pretty damn good. Sure, I've got some imperfections here and there, some surface voids and some boogers that I made with the round over trowel, but other than that, not too shabby. I do wish that I would have taken something sharper to the back ledger over here, like say a 1x that had sharp corners instead of the 2x4 that had rounded corners on it, because I've kind of created this ramp up the back, but I could probably chisel away at that, get rid of that. Not that I have to, but I could. But again, good enough for me, good enough for what I'm doing. And I must say, the corners turned out really good. Now it's time to start building on this thing and drive some anchors in that sucker. Well, even though not one thing went right on this project, I'm talking everything from screeding it to not being able to saturate it properly to doing this in weather that is way too cold even for concrete on a good day. I was still able to build a structure on top of this slab. It took those concrete anchor sleeves without any cracking, chipping, or splitting, and I still think it looks great. But needless to say, I think that for now on, when I do dry pours, I'm gonna be using the Rapid Set 24/6 because it was much easier to work with. And even though we had all these problems, I still got a very good finished product. Anyway, well, I'm sorry that I wasn't able to finish this lean-to for you, but that really wasn't the point of the video anyway. But when I do finish this, I'm going to update the thumbnail. And thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.